Hello, everyone. Welcome to Snap Take. Happy High Evolutionary Release Day. I'm Glazer of the Snap Judgments podcast, and today I think I have the single best take on what to do with High Evolutionary. I'm not 100% sure on the shell. It's a first day shell. I think this is the best shell I've seen, but I am sure what I think the best thing to do with this card is. Before we go any further, though, over on Twitter, the top thing in the description to this video is a way for you to get one of 5 Spider-Verse season passes. Make sure you sub, make sure you check out the Twitter. You're going to like and retweet the link in the description to this video, and you'll be entered to win as long as you tell me which content creator you would like to see on an episode of Snap Judgments podcast. That's it. Nice and simple. The rules are here, just real fast. You'll be able to see them. You can win, again, one of 5 season passes and every Token Tuesday for the month of June. It's a great deal. Make sure you sub. In addition, we're going to help you break the meta here. The reason to sub is smaller channels do an amazing job at figuring out how to get ahead of the meta. So join us and let's do that. As is traditional, we are going to talk about Shayed's deck first. Shayed has this amazing Thanos build. This is going to be the second build I try. This isn't the deck I'm talking about, guys. I just traditionally love Shayed's builds. I think Shayed is a genius at this game, and so we always look at her decks. This deck is trying to use multiple negative things. Cyclops is great because you're often going to have extra energy. Iron Lad can copy basically everything in the deck, but Abomination to great effect. It's got Wasp, Thing, Cyclops, Scorpion, and Spider Woman for negative strength. These decks often end up with extra energy, giving Cyclops extra power, giving Hulk extra power, and it's got Lockjaw to help you cheat all of these things out. In addition to, obviously, the Soul Stone, which is going to be completely freaking bonkers with Abomination. You should be able to, with the Soul Stone, get A-Bomb, assuming you're playing the Soul Stone in about 3, get A-Bomb down to 3 or 2 very, very quickly. In addition, our guest for the next Snap Judgment, Safety Blade, has like 20 different high evolutionary decks. 20 different high, like just an absolute ton. So over Marvel Snap Zone, we love Safety. Make sure you tune in later today to find the podcast where we talk about High Evolutionary with Safety and so much more. You're going to find a link in the description to this video to Safety Stream. Make sure you check it out. And now we're ready. Oop, we're not ready there. We're ready here. You're walking wavy, evolutionary. All right. The best thing to do with High Evolutionary, I'm telling you this right now. I don't know if this is the perfect shell for it, but it's a shell that's something like this, is to be able to wave on 5 along with Abomination. That's a 12 power turn 5. You're going to need to get power off 3 different things for this to actually work. So you have Wasp, Scorpion, Cyclops, and Thing for it, and potentially Iron Lad. That should be enough, too, by turn 5, get 3 power off. You got that 12 power turn 5, which maybe they can match, but let's be honest, probably they cannot. A lot of decks are playing cards like Black Bolt that turn where it's not going to work out for them, right? You're dropping 12, they're dropping 8. At that point, you have Leader and Doom to lock up the game. Either one should do the job. Cool. This deck should be extremely powerful. Everything works towards this one combo. And because everything's working towards one combo, I think America Chavez might end up being right in the deck. I could be wrong here. Luke Cage is to counter your opponent's High Evolutionaries. That could easily be several other cards, but I think Luke is good enough here that he should be in the deck. And Rogue is another counter to your opponent's Luke Cages. I expect Luke Cage to be a meta card in the high majority of the decks because every content creator right now has run that Who's Buying High Evolutionary survey. And if you're watching this content, you're a reasonably high-ranked player, like 60 to 70% of players are planning on buying Evolutionary immediately. And that's not even to say those who are going to see it be great and then go get it. What High Evolutionary is going to do, Wasp is going to become a 1-3 fundamentally. Scorpion is already like a 2-5. Rogue can steal that Luke Cage, can still steal Darkhawk, it can still steal Devil Dino. It can even steal a Zabu, make your other things cheaper. Cyclops can be a 3-7, 3-8, 3-9, 3-10 pretty easily as long as you have extra energy at some point. Um, and the Thing is going to be a 4-9. These are incredible stat lines. All you have to do is make sure that you can stop your opponents. Luke Cage. Now, it's possible this deck does not want at least a couple of these cards. I would guess those would be Iron Lad, because then at that point, and Rogue, because at that point you could run Zabu and Enchantress. I think stealing their Luke Cage is better because so many people are going to be playing Evolutionary. That's my preferred way to counter. Leader could also potentially go for America or one of those other cards. No matter what, this should be extremely powerful. I considered cutting Ireland in the deck. I really don't want to because basically everything is a good hit in the deck except High Evolutionary himself. High Evolutionary is your cost of doing business here. This is, I think, the very best thing you can do with Evolutionary. I'm not sure what on earth beats Wave into Abomination into Doom or Wave into Abomination into Leader. I guess I could potentially see a Patriot deck getting there, but with all the negatives that Patriot deck will be taking, I don't think so. This should be the meta. This should be unbeatable. I've been racking my brain all day, and I think this will basically curb stomp everything else. Finally, if you're not getting Evolutionary, you're going to need a counter. This is what I would play as a counter. No one's playing this deck. This deck doesn't fundamentally exist. I wanted to bring the curve down, so I had to cut Polaris. If I cut Polaris, I need an extra card for Miles, so I re-added Nightcrawler. Luke Cage ends up coming in that Polaris spot, while Nightcrawler takes that extra 1-drop spot that is very often Nebula. This deck should be very good against High Evolutionary. Basically, if you can get Luke Cage down and protect Luke Cage at all, or drop Luke Cage late, you should be able to screw up opponents' plans. If they do get their stuff off, your cards like Shang and Enchantress should fundamentally ruin their day. Also, rocks don't get evolved, and giving them rocks that they will draw are not cards that give negatives that they are then drawing, not Abomination, etc. This deck should work as a really strong counter. It's obviously one of the most versatile decks in the game. It just has so much play and counterplay into and around absolutely everything. All right, that's today's Snap Take. Please don't forget the giveaway, and we will see you tomorrow with another deck, with another Snap Take. But also don't forget to check back later today for Snap Judgments featuring Safety Blade. See you tomorrow.